This is an introduction to piecewise functions. Piecewise functions are parts of many functions, at least two, that are put together. It could look like this, two functions that are put together looking like an absolute value. It could be steps that are put together. Those are both examples of piecewise functions, where they each have different parts of domains. Here is an example of a piecewise function, where f of x is equal to x when x is greater than or equal to 0. So that is this part of the graph right over here, and since x is greater than or equal to 0, there would be a closed circle at that point. The other part is f of x is equal to negative x when x is less than 0. So that is this part of the graph. But together, these two halves are piecewise functions because it's two functions that are put together. You will also notice that this function could be written as one single function, y equals the absolute value of x. Here is an example of another piecewise function. It has three pieces to it. It's called a step function because you'll see when we graph it that it looks like a step. But I want you to see that f of x is equal to 0 when x is less than between -2 and 1. F of x, or y, is equal to 3 when x is between 1 and 5, and f of x, or y, is equal to 5 when x is between 5 and 7. Now you need to be paying close attention to these signs. Less than equal to means it includes the number. If it's just less than, it does not include the number. So we're going to go through first of all and evaluate this function. So if I want to find out what is the function when it's evaluated at 2, well, 2 falls into this domain, and so the output would be 3. The next one, f of 6, well, 6 falls in between 5 and 7, so the output is 5. 0 falls in between -2 and 1, so the output is 0. -4 is not in our domain set, so we say that is undefined. 1, notice here the big thing, 1 is less than or equal to x, so the output is 3. And the last one, 7, is not in our domain because it's not equal to, so it would also be undefined. Now let's go ahead and actually graph this function. Let's go ahead and graph this function, f of x, or y equals 0. We're going to go between -2 and 1, and we want a closed circle at -2 and an open circle at 1, and we're graphing everything in between. Then we're going to step up to f of x, or y equals 3, and we're going to go in between 1 and a closed circle to an open circle at 5 and everything in between. And then we're going to step up to 5, the output of 5, and we're going to go to a closed circle at 5, an open circle at 7, and everything in between. And we've now graphed our step function.